Many professionals reach a point in their careers where they feel adrift. This is not a sign of failure. It is a common, almost predictable stage in a long working life. You may wake up one morning and find the tasks you once enjoyed now feel hollow. The path that seemed so clear 5 years ago is now shrouded in fog. This sense of being lost is a significant problem. It erodes your satisfaction, diminishes your performance, can spill over into your personal life, creating a persistent, low-grade anxiety that is difficult to shake off. It is a signal that your current professional life is no longer aligned with your deeper values or interests. The modern workplace often contributes to this condition. The pressure to be constantly connected and responsive leaves little room for deep thought. Careers are no longer linear ladders, but complex, branching lattices. Skills that were valuable yesterday can become obsolete tomorrow. Without a deliberate framework for navigation, external forces take over your direction. Purpose is the anchor of a meaningful career. It is the answer to the question, why does this work matter? People often mistake purpose for a grand, world-changing mission. This is a common and unhelpful misconception. A functional sense of purpose is much simpler and more immediate. It is a clear statement about the value you intend to create in your current role or field. It acts as a North Star, a fixed point of reference that helps you make decisions. When you know your purpose, you have a filter for evaluating opportunities, managing your time, investing your energy. It helps you say no to distractions and yes to work that aligns with your chosen direction. Finding this purpose does not require a soul-searching retreat. It is an act of deliberate construction, not mystical discovery. You can begin by asking a focused question. What tangible value do I want to create for a specific group of people? The answer should be concrete. It could be helping your team save time by improving a process, making complex information easier for clients to understand, mentoring a junior colleague to help them succeed. Keep this one-page statement visible. Purpose provides your direction, but reflection is the compass that keeps you on course. In the rush of the modern workday, it is easy to operate on autopilot. You move from meeting to email to task, reacting to the most urgent stimuli without ever pausing to learn. Reflection is the intentional act of stopping to process your experiences. It is a disciplined habit that allows you to identify what is working and what is not. Without regular reflection, you are doomed to repeat the same unproductive patterns. You will continue to accept tasks that drain your energy and miss opportunities that could bring you fulfillment because you are not taking the time to notice them. The value of reflection lies in its ability to convert vague feelings into actionable data. A simple, effective habit for reflection is the end-of-day shutdown. It takes no more than 10 minutes. At the end of your workday, before you disconnect completely, open a notebook or a digital file. Answer 3 questions. What was a high point today? What was a low point or source of friction? What is one small adjustment I can make tomorrow based on what I learned today? The third pillar is faith, but not in a spiritual sense. In this context, faith means cultivating a deep-seated trust in a specific process, the power of small, consistent steps. Many people remain lost because they are waiting for a perfect solution to appear. They believe they need a flawless, multi-year plan before they can take action. This mindset leads to paralysis. They endlessly research options, polish their resumes, and wait for a sign, all while their dissatisfaction deepens. This search for certainty is a trap. The reality of career development is that clarity comes from action, not from planning. Faith is the engine that powers this action. You must abandon the need for grand gestures and embrace the logic of experimentation. Instead of trying to find the perfect next job, you commit to running a series of small, low-risk experiments to gather information. A concrete practice for building faith is the 2-week test. Identify one small change, commit for 2 weeks, and track how it affects your energy, focus, and output. At the end, you have real data to make a decision. You begin to trust that you can navigate uncertainty. Goals are fragile. They depend on willpower and motivation, which are finite and unreliable resources. This is why New Year's resolutions often fail by February. A superior approach is to build systems. A system is a repeatable process that you commit to executing on a regular basis. It automates progress. Instead of relying on bursts of inspiration, you rely on a routine that makes action the default. Systems are the rails that guide your daily efforts, ensuring small advances in your chosen direction, even on low motivation days. When you feel lost, the idea of a big goal, like find a new job, can be overwhelming. It is too large and too vague. A system breaks that goal into small, recurring actions. Instead of the goal, learn to code. Implement a system. I will spend 45 minutes on my coding tutorial every weekday morning before checking email. The time is blocked. The task is defined. You simply execute the process. This removes the friction of starting and makes progress almost inevitable. One of the most powerful systems is the weekly planning ritual. Reserve an hour every Friday afternoon or Sunday evening. Review your one-page purpose statement. Review reflection notes. Select no more than 3 priorities. Schedule tasks into your calendar. These 4 pillars, purpose, reflection, faith, systems, are not independent solutions. They work together as a single coherent framework. Their power shows up when integrated into a continuous, reinforcing cycle. Using one alone is like a stool with a single leg, unstable. All 4 together create stability. Consider how they connect. Purpose gives direction. Reflection gathers data and reveals patterns. Faith turns insight into small experiments. Systems convert intention into scheduled action, producing results that feed back into reflection and refined purpose. It's a dynamic, ongoing practice, not a one-time fix. Over time, this integrated approach moves you from feeling lost to feeling like the architect of your professional life. Abstract principles are useful, but concrete examples make them real. Imagine Sarah, a marketing manager who feels her work has become a series of meaningless campaigns. She feels disengaged and lost. She starts by creating a one-page purpose statement, helping nonprofit clients amplify their message to secure more funding for their causes. This simple statement immediately gives her a filter. She advocates for a more mission-driven alternative. Sarah implements a system, a weekly focus hour with 3 specific actions. One week, it's scheduling coffee with a colleague on nonprofit accounts. She runs a 2-week test supporting a local animal shelter. Reflection shows these purpose-aligned activities boost her energy. The system ensures progress. The purpose gives that progress meaning. Reflection confirms the path. The small test builds faith. Now, consider James, a software developer who feels like a cog in a machine. He starts with reflection, using night notes for a month. He finds he's engaged by data pipeline problems and drained by front-end meetings.
I build fast, reliable data systems that empower our analysts to find critical insights.
We have explored the pervasive feeling of being lost at work. We laid out a clear, 4-pillar framework to counteract it. Purpose provides direction. Reflection provides learning. Faith provides courage. Systems provide momentum. These are not complex, esoteric ideas. They are simple, practical tools you can begin using today to reclaim agency. The feeling of being lost is a signal for change. The fog does not lift by itself. It is cleared by small, consistent, intentional steps forward. The path to career clarity does not begin with a grand plan or a dramatic leap. It begins with a single, manageable action. Choose one exercise within the next 24 hours. Start with the one-page purpose statement. Take 10 minutes. Open a document. Who do I serve? What problem do I solve? What does success look like? Schedule a 10-minute end-of-day shutdown. Build your reflection muscle. Identify one 2-week test. Keep it simple. Read an industry piece for 20 minutes or avoid email for the first hour. Block 1 hour this weekend for your first weekly planning ritual. If you found this helpful, subscribe, share it with a colleague, and explore the linked tools and worksheets to go deeper.